Welcome and good morning. Go back to my channel. So yesterday I recorded a video in German. So today the weather is still very nice, so I want to take the possibility to record it in English as well. It may have been pretty presumptuous from my point of view to release my German speaking video in the English speaking groups. So today we're going to talk about three different things. Basically things that happened over the last 2 weeks. The first thing is going to be a surprise video which will be released within the next few days. I've recorded footage 2 weeks ago. However, I was waiting for the okay from the car manufacturer that allowed us to test drive a particular car. I will be going into further details without telling you too much in a minute there. The second thing is I have been experiencing some difficulties with the ignition of my orange car. Unfortunately, that seems to be a recurring problem still. And the third thing is that popped up within the last 2 days actually was a slight problem with the clutch. So those are the three topics I'm going to talk about here today. So enjoy this video. So let's start with the recorded footage that I'm about to release within the next few days. I had the opportunity to test drive an all-electric car, which I haven't done before, so that was quite interesting. And without telling you too much before the video goes up online, I would like to tell you from my point of view, the direct competitors of it. So first of all, as it is already on the market, I believe it's the Peugeot 208 electric, the 208e obviously, because it has somewhat similar technical details, and as I said, it's already on sale here in Austria. The next one will probably be when it releases the Volkswagen ID.3, and I'm pretty sure that as soon as it's released, Volkswagen will have an aggressive ad campaign to generate market share. Other competitors will be probably the Toyota Yaris and the BMW i3. The car was presented to the world on the Geneva Auto Show in 2017. Back then, however, it still was a concept car. So since it's been introduced until now, there have been a few changes. Most notably to the outside of the car. If you remember the Geneva Auto Show, it somewhat had a box shape, very much reminiscent of the Volkswagen Golf 1 or the Fiat 126P, especially in the back of the car. Since then, they have rounded the shape a little bit. Obviously, it has security reasons. The wheels got smaller to have a higher reachability. The front has slightly changed as well. So there have been a few changes, but generally speaking, the car still looks quite similar to when it was introduced in 2017. So I'm still waiting for the okay from this particular car manufacturer. I am in high hopes. I have received already some good news, so fingers crossed. So I will be able to release it somewhere at the end of this week. Let's go on to the second point that I would like to talk about, which is the still occurring problems with the ignition of this car. As I mentioned in one of my previous videos, I had to put in a new ignition into the car because the old one wouldn't start. So I had it mounted into the car at a local mechanics, and apparently this issue hasn't been solved. I have been driving this car a lot more than I usually do in the last few days in order to test it properly, and it was performing very, very well until yesterday in the evening. I wanted to change the cars, so I went up with my green Fiat 126P to the second place I have, and this one wouldn't restart. So I currently do know what to do for the time being, so the car will start, but obviously that's not the optimal solution for this problem, as I'm planning to have the car transported to Poland within the next few weeks. So that's one problem that the mechanic will have to solve. I believe it's just that the ignition itself is faulty, therefore it doesn't start, because I have checked the battery of the car, which seems okay. I have changed the wiring to the ignition, which you can see in the photo, because it was very, very old, and I believe that maybe the ignition got too little power to start the car, but apparently that's not the problem as well. So that only leaves that the ignition itself is faulty. That's the second thing I wanted to talk about, and the third and last thing is the occurred problem with the clutch. So I was driving around the vicinity, obviously still having some second thoughts about the car not restarting, so I'm always driving only locally, and I was already on my way back home, very close to home actually, just 100 meters, and I wasn't able to use the clutch anymore, so the pedal fell through. So I remembered a few years back I had a similar problem with a Fiat 126P that I don't own anymore, and so I knew what to do. And the problem was that there's a screw at the end of the clutch wire, and it was too loose, so the pedal fell through, and I wasn't able to use the clutch and put in the gears. So I was basically stuck in neutral, and if I wanted to restart the car again or drive the car, I had to switch it off, put in first gear and restart the car. Obviously that's not optimal, and as it was only 100 meters back home, so I used manual force to put it back into the garage. I did a comparison photo with my green Fiat 126P to see what the difference was, which you obviously again can see here in the photo above. So I managed this problem, and I'm now again able to use the clutch, put in the gears and drive the car normally. So that's the three things that happened over the last 2 weeks. It was a very eventful time. I was able to solve one problem, the one with the clutch. The problem with the ignition still persists, but hopefully it's really just the ignition itself that is faulty. So that's a problem that is being solved pretty quickly by a professional mechanic. Obviously I can't do that in my garage. And the third thing, the surprise video, it will be going up probably on Friday, so there's something to look forward to. And that's basically it for this video. Yesterday I did a short segment on my green Fiat 126P. As it's today not here, there's no point in going through with that. And again, hit the like button, leave your comments down below, and I'll be seeing you in the next video. Bye bye. Test.